top 3 altcoins to 100x.
Let's get into it.
So today, guys, we're going to be talking about 3 altcoins that we think have absolutely fantastic potential to head towards that 100x. These are pretty powerful projects too. So as we get into this, guys, if you do find it useful and informative, hit that like button. We both really do appreciate it. And of course, if you're new to the channel and you want to stay up to date with those new cryptocurrencies and hidden gems, then why not consider subscribing to the channel? By subscribing, you'll be kept up to date with absolutely everything we do here at Cheeky Crypto. It is free, you'll stay well informed, so why not? And of course, if you hit that bell, you'll get all those juicy notifications and you won't miss a thing. Right, Chris, anything else you want to add before we jump on down to the desktop and start talking about each of these projects and why we think these are absolutely well positioned for some fantastic gains?
Yeah, I was just going to say, let us know in the comments what you think about these 3 projects. Really interested to know.
Fantastic. Right, let's get on into it.
Let's do it.
Okay, guys, so the very first project that we feel is absolutely apt in bringing up has to be KOTI. So KOTI is a decentralized high-performance platform optimized for creating digital payment networks and stablecoins. It can be used by merchants, payment service providers, and financial organizations who need to create their own payment networks. It has been a long anticipated for cryptocurrencies to significantly alter the online payment landscape. And to accomplish this, it is necessary for cryptocurrencies to be pretty, user-friendly, convenient, and highly scalable. Several blockchain-based technologies have been created to tackle these challenges posed by attempting to provide high transaction throughput while remaining inexpensive, but these have met with little success so far. So another challenge facing faced is the lack of trust between unknown parties, which leads to countless chargebacks and transaction cancellations. Now, KOTI, currency of the internet, is what that stands for, solves these challenges by using an initiative layer-based protocol in the form of a directed acyclic graph-based ledger, built from transactions connected through time and by hashing trust-based algorithms. So there's a lot going on when it comes to KOTI, and it is definitely something that we want to be paying attention to during 2021. It has some fantastic partnerships, and we have seen Cardano basically invest directly into KOTI as well. And there's going to be some synergy here between KOTI Pay and Cardano. And Chris, any thoughts on that?
Yeah, like really bullish. And I mean, KOTI actually provides like the first ever dispute resolution system to safeguard users against errors, fraud, and counterparty abuse and stuff like that. So, for me, it is sort of groundbreaking. And I think the fact that, they're integrating with Cardano, we talk about how important it is for projects to bridge with one another and sort of get rid of some of the tribalism and all that sort of stuff. And the fact that I do honestly believe that that's kind of the really important aspect that has been missing in the space for a while. And we're seeing it more and more with various different projects. And I kind of feel that that's going to set the projects apart from others that are not going to be as successful. So KOTI is among those projects that are starting to integrate nicely with lots of other projects in this space, which makes me really bullish on this project.
Absolutely. And, KOTI is uniquely positioned to provide the infrastructure needed for industries required immense scalability, in addition to, plenty of, as Chris was talking about there, the mechanism to resolve disputes, fraud, double spending on all those other kind of areas. So KOTI does introduce multi-DAG as well, structure for high performance smart contracts, which provide a magnitude or multitude of tools for enterprises, merchants, governments, developers and stablecoin issuers. So it's definitely something to be looking at more deeply. Now, in terms of pricing here, this is KOTI. It's currently at the point of doing this video, Chris, 39 cent. And let me just see if I can get rid of that for a second. There we go. Right, so this is actually a circulating supply for KOTI of 669 million. That's 33% of its total supply, which comes in at 2 billion. Now, the market cap for KOTI is still relatively small. It's only $260 million. So this thing has huge potential to grow, specifically as it does more and more in terms of those integrations with many other blockchain providers. So looking at, Cardano and what's going on there, I think KOTI can potentially, leverage a lot of that stuff and really move quite on far with Cardano specifically. But if we look about where this thing is available, it's already on Binance, so that gives it an access point to many. It's on KuCoin as well as Uniswap at the moment. So looking at the volumes, majority of the volume is flowing through USDT from Binance. So that's a pretty good sign. You can see it's already here. And then obviously we'll have to see if any other kind of exchanges pick up KOTI going forward. But it's definitely well positioned. And we do think this is going to be a fantastic project for 2021. Chris, is there anything else you'd like to add on KOTI?
Really like the team, really solid. Everything that I like about a team is covered in KOTI's team. So yeah, really good, Nick. We're not invested, but I would quite happily invest in this project.
Yeah, I most likely will in due course make an investment in KOTI. Fantastic project. Right, let's get into the second one, which in this case has to be DSLA protocol. This is a protocol all around those service agreements, right? And so basically there's a bit of a problem, right? So, and this is what ultimately DSLA is trying to solve. So as we outsource increasingly more functions of our lives and businesses to third-party service providers, it's getting hard to manage our growing exposure to third-party infrastructure risk. Unverifiable guarantees, access to protection, painful claims, all that kind of stuff. And then there's a solution, which is what DSLA are trying to do here. So the DSLA protocol is a risk management framework that enables developers and infrastructure operators to reduce their users' exposure to service delays, interruptions, and financial losses using self-executing service level agreements, basically insurance policies, and crowdfunded liquidity pools as well. So it's quite an interesting project, and it has quite a few integrations. It's definitely up and coming. If we look at the use cases here, what they're working on, you can see obviously the blockchains that they're currently integrated with here. So you have Harmony One, Polkadot, Cosmos, Band, Elrond, Tezos, Avalanche, and Oasis. And also you can flick that over and look at various other things as well, such as Uniswap and OpenSea. So there's lots going on with the DeFi as well as the blockchain aspects, and it's looking pretty interesting. And we actually did a whole video on this, so if you want to know more about DSLA, do check that one out. But this one is definitely well positioned. Now, if we just hop on over to coin market cap here for DSLA, this thing is currently trading at 1.9 cent, so quite low with a market cap of $126 million. So really, affordable in terms of you'll be able to pick up a pretty reasonable bag. And the market cap is low enough that you can see some pretty decent gains in the near future. The maximum supply here is only 7 billion, and the current circulating supply is 92% or 6.4 billion. So you're not going to have a huge, additional pool of tokens just drop straight onto you. They're pretty much already out there, and this thing can fly. This is something that you're not really seeing many other, blockchains or projects out there that are trying to tackle the same problem. There's a couple, but DSLA is definitely moving mountains in terms of its integrations. But Chris, anything else you want to add to DSLA?
Yeah, just the usual. Again, I like the team. We're invested in this project, so I think that sort of says how much we're bullish on this one. Bearing in mind we're not even invested in KOTI just yet. So for me, yeah, I really like the use case. I really like what they're trying to do. It is super early. It was only this month that their mainnet went live. So yeah, fantastic project. Do check out our other video where we covered this one in a little bit more detail. But yeah, I think it's poised to do well in May.
Fantastic. So let's get into that last project, Chris, which has to be SingularityNET, right? So SingularityNet's goal is to create a global AI marketplace. And ultimately, it's about taking away the artificial intelligence from those centralized tech companies, those really large ones such as like Microsoft, Apple, Facebook, Google, etc., and remove the AI from their control and actually decentralize it and give it access to the many rather than just the few. And their goal here is to basically create that marketplace where anyone can utilize that artificial intelligence. Now, that has huge benefits, not only for the many, but also for the AI itself. Rather than having only access to a small pool of data, they'll have access to a decentralized pool worth of data. So the AI will get smarter, faster. So it's going to be a really interesting concept. And they are moving over from Ethereum to join Cardano. So Dr. Ben Goertzel, CEO of SingularityNET, did say that basically the move from Ethereum to Cardano is all around moving to the superior technology that will allow him to create this decentralized AI marketplace currently that they're struggling with on Ethereum, because the Ethereum network has those well-known issues in terms of scalability, gas fees, etc. So the move from Ethereum to Cardano is key, but also the partnership between Cardano and SingularityNET. There's also going to be a merging of an office over in Ethiopia between Cardano and SingularityNET, and those two companies are going to be working together in synergy. You're going to see SingularityNET pulling from Cardano's ecosystem and leveraging that technology, and you'll also see Cardano leveraging the AI from SingularityNET. So this particular partnership between the two, in the same way that KOTI is going to be partnering up with Cardano in terms of pay and all that kind of things, and the payment infrastructure, you're seeing that with the AI infrastructure. These are kind of joining dots together, and this interoperability between blockchains is absolutely key. So, beyond that, they obviously do fantastic things with Hanson Robotics, and you obviously would have heard of 𝗕𝗘𝗪 the robot, and Grace, which is Sophia's little sister, working in the medical industry and all that kind of good stuff. You may have also heard that 𝗕𝗘𝗪 the robot also did an NFT from some artwork that was created. So definitely some interesting things going on here with SingularityNET, not to mention SingularityNET DAO as well, which is obviously is all around DeFi. So lots going on with SingularityNET, and this thing is definitely well positioned for some significant growth, in my opinion. And as we get into these charts, Chris, we can see that it's currently trading at 39 cents, and it only has 1 billion as a maximum supply at the moment. Now, they will, when they pull over from Ethereum to Cardano, make and mint an additional 1 billion tokens, which will be slowly distributed over a 100-year period. So there's not going to be a billion just added. That will be slowly issued out in over a course of 100 or so years. I think it's like 99 years, something like that. And it was like 1.5% of that 1 billion every year or something like that, after an initial 15%. So ultimately, yes, the volume will go up slightly, but it won't be so dramatic that it'll pull that market cap down and devalue AGI at all. So long term, this is looking pretty good, and we can look back at the history of AGI and see some pretty juicy price targets going forward for 2021. So absolutely has to be here. This is a fantastic project, really trying to move mountains in this space, and it's got some fantastic partnerships as well. So I do think SingularityNET is going to perform incredibly well in 2021. Chris, anything you want to add to SingularityNET?
I mean, it's just going to be such a powerhouse in the future. Like, we thought we had way more time than it turns out we actually have, when sort of trying to position ourselves really well in SingularityNET. But we got some reasonable positions. They're not where we would like them to be, but with that said, I mean, this project, I mean, it's going to be massive in the future, and it's going to do phenomenally well, in my opinion. Yeah, I mean, it's just immense.
It really is. So guys, those are our 3 top altcoins for 2021, and specifically we think they're going to do incredibly well in May. Guys, if you found this video useful and informative, hit that like button. We both really do appreciate it. And of course, if you're new to the channel, you'd like to stay up to date with all of those new cryptocurrencies and hidden gems that we talk about here, then do subscribe to the channel. By subscribing, you'll be kept up to date with everything we do here. It is free, you'll stay well informed, so why not? And with all that said and done, we hope you have a fantastic day, guys, and we'll catch you all in the next one.
Yeah, take care.